Hey, awesome first graders. I hope you did so good on the spelling list from last week. Those had lots of O's and they said because they were closed syllables. Remember, one vowel followed by one or more consonants, the vowel is going to be short because it can only run a short way before it bumps into that consonant. So I wanted to let you know that in your list this week, we're going to be doing endings to words. We're going to be adding the S to some words. And teachers, I wanted to let you know a little bit more information before we got started. This is available on the Edmodo page. I wanted to let you know that we're doing inflectional endings. Inflectional endings are you add it to a base word and it doesn't change the whole meaning of the word. It just changes either the number, so that would be plural. It would change the person, an actor, those kinds of things, the tense of a verb, which is actually what we'll be working on today, and comparative forms, ER and EST endings. This information came from Unlocking Literacy by Marcia Henry in 2010, her book. So teachers, what I wanted to let you know before we got started is that the versions of inflectional endings we'll be working with today are third person singular present tense. Present tense means it's happening now. Third person means, third person singular means it's one other person, but it's removed from you. So it could be he, she, but not they, because they is plural. It's not third person plural, it's third person singular. It also could be one other person. It could be their name, like Bob or Sue. It could be one other thing, like a dog, a house. So it's third person singular, and it's the present tense, means it's happening right now. Alrighty guys, with all of that blah 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 out of the way, let's get started with our words. We're going to sound out our words and we're going to put dots in the boxes, one dot in each box for every sound that we say. I've been having some sinus issues, so I may be clearing my throat quite often, so please excuse me for that. The first word is going to be nap. Ooh, I love to take a nap. Let's practice good pencil grip. Your thumb and your finger are pinching your pencil, and the other finger is underneath, so you're squishing it with these three fingers, and the other two fingers are tucked under. So if you can make sure you're holding your pencil correctly, these two are pinching. Don't let your thumb go over. It needs to pinch. Here we go. Let's sound out the word nap. Uh-oh. My pen's not working good. Technical difficulties. Let me change pens. Okay, I'm holding my marker correctly. P. I have three sounds, so I'll use three boxes. The first sound is My tongue is up, my lips are open. Tell me what letter that makes that sound. That's right, the N. So watch me make the N. I start in the middle of the box, go down to the writing line, come up on the same line, swim over and touch the line. The next sound is like an apple. I make a magic C, because a magic C can turn into a lot of different letters. So I make a magic C, up and touch, down and bump. Please do not make a circle and then a line. That's not the correct way to make an A. Make a magic C, up and touch, down and bump. The last sound is P. Remember last week? I'll draw it out again. When I say P, my lips are closed, so let me draw the lips. And when my lips are closed, I have a line between them, right? So when I hear the lips are closed, and then I pop the air, That reminds me of the line. The line comes first. So I start in the middle of the box, go down under the writing line, slide back up, and put the bubble sitting on top of the writing line. Please do not have a floating P. A floating P is where the bubble sits way up here. That looks like a capital P. We do not have capital P's in the middle of our words. It needs to look like this. The line goes under, and the bubble sits on the line. Nap. I like to take a nap. The next one is naps. He naps. Bob naps every afternoon. Naps. So by adding the s sound, we're changing the nap, which is an action, to it's happening now by somebody else. Naps. Let's sound it out. A, p, s. Naps. Is in, down, swim over and touch. A, magic C, up and touch the top of the letter, down and bump. P, p, p. My lips are closed, the line is first. Down under the writing line, make the bubble sit on the writing line, and the next sound is the S. I push and then I pull. Naps. Naps. He naps, which means it says it's happening right now. Naps. We could also, what's happening right now is with the ing. I'm not sure if your words, not your spelling words, but words in your book might have the ing ending, which means it's happening right now also. Naps. The next one is sit. He will sit in a chair. Sit. It. The first sound is S. That's the snake sound, the S. The next sound is I. That's like the word in. So we make the I go down, and then we jump up and we put the dot. Teachers, if you're familiar with lively letters, let me write it over here. Lively letters by reading with TLC.com. Very good resource for helping your students learn their letters and sounds, and also how to remember them better. So, like for example, the lively letters, the I dot looks like a basketball, and the top of the I looks like a hoop. So the ball is going to go in the hoop. Also last week when we had the cute baby, the O, when you see a cute baby's face, you say, ah. So it's little stories that go with the shapes of the letters that helps them to remember their letters and sounds. In my opinion, the best way. It's better than flashcards because these stories relate to the shapes of the letters. I just love those materials. I get no money from them at all for saying that. Alright, so our word is sit. T. Our sound is t, t, t. And my tongue is tapping behind my teeth. T, t, t. I start at the top of the box and I go down and then I cross it. T, sit. Let's scoot our page up a little bit. So now, if I talk about the third person singular present tense, adding the inflectional ending S, sits. He sits in his chair. Sits. The house sits far back off the road. It. The first sound is it. The ball is going to go in. That's the I. T. Down and then cross. And sits. Teachers, just another little hint on page 151 of the Phoneme Grapheme Mapping Book. When we add an S ending, it will say the sound after base words that end in an unvoiced consonant, like a T. So for our word sit, t, t is not voiced, and so the S will say the sound. The ending S will say the Z sound, in other words, the voiced version, after base words that end in a voiced consonant. And we're about to have one of those, but I wanted to show you when the S says the S and when the S says the Z as an ending to the words. So P is unvoiced, so S is going to be the unvoiced version. P, S. T is unvoiced, T, T. S is unvoiced. The next word is win. I will win the game. Win. W, I, N. The first sound is W. W, W, W. It's the W. Go down, up, down, up. I, I, I. The vowel is going to go in. I, I, I. My tongue is up, my lips are open. Go down, slide back up, and swim over. Win. We haven't been marking our vowels. One vowel followed by one or more consonants, it is going to be closed. Did I review that with you? Let's see. I showed this to you last week. An open syllable is when we have a single or one vowel at the end of a word or syllable. Remember, one vowel by itself, not two vowels. Love to run. Ooh, they love to run. And the vowel can open the door and go a long way. So we put the long mark on top. That's called a macron. When we have the long mark, we know it says name. The letter name is O. G-O. Let's say I don't know how to read this word. I have one vowel followed by one or more consonants. Can that vowel get to that door? Nope. It bumps into the T, so the door stays closed. This is called a closed syllable. The vowel is trapped by a consonant right after it. It can only go a short way. So we put the short mark. It's like a smiley face. It's called the breathe. The breathe on the top lets me know it makes a short sound. This one is ah. Remember the cute baby with their big round face? It's so cute. You say ah. G-ot. Got. That's a closed syllable. The door stays closed because the vowel bumps into another consonant. It can go a short way. This one vowel can open the door and go a long way, so it's the long sound that says its name, O. So we've got one vowel followed by one or more consonants. Oh, it can only go a short way. We put the breathe on the top. It says ah. One vowel followed by one or more consonants. Can go a short way. Put the breathe on the top. One vowel followed by one or more consonants. It can only go a short way. It says I. One vowel followed by one or more consonants. The vowel can only go a short way. I. One vowel followed by one or more consonants. It can only go a short way. It's a closed syllable. It says I. That's how we know what the vowel says. We have to know if it's a closed syllable. In other words, the vowel is trapped by another consonant after it. Then we know the vowel is short. Once you know that, ooh, you can figure out how to read so many words. It's amazing. The next word is going to be wins. He wins the game. W, I, N, Z. The first sound is W. I. Z. We're adding the S because because that's what we do when we want it to be present tense and someone else is doing it, so it's third person singular. But remember, has a voice sound to it. So because this is a voiced consonant, the S is going to say Z. Winds. That's why the S says Z, is because it's following a voiced consonant in the base word. Winds. I'm going to stop the video right now so that it doesn't get too long. Please come back for the second part. I don't want you to miss the next words. I will see you in a little while.